gold medal, and I want to tell y'all what, they're very heavy.
Sure are.
Oh my gosh. Nicest guy too.
Yours may have been gold if it's that heavy.
My medal, I wouldn't go. You know, as heavy as it was, it sure felt like it. But anyway.
Does everybody sign the sheet?
That's right.
Something.
According to her phone, we got 9 minutes, so we'll hold off just a little bit longer. And I wasn't expecting you to be here on time.
Well, I was in the housing authority meeting. So I was just over on the hill, and I did stop at the stop sign, but I think I did speed as well. And I took the first parking place I found.
And I'm not gonna-
6 o'clock probably get here in a week now. Pushing it.
I agree. Oh, that one, sure, I'll wait.
If my watch is right, which I'm not sure it is, in about 5 seconds, it should be 6 o'clock. And it is. Okay, I'll call the meeting of Policy and Personnel to order. It is 6 o'clock. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Welcome, Piper, and our guests. Glad you're here. Going to have a short, very short meeting tonight, but I want to start. Everybody get a copy of the meetings, minutes from the meeting, the last meeting we had. I passed them out. I don't know if I gave you one. Okay. Does anybody want to discuss anything in the meetings, or you had time to read them? You
I
want to?
approve it, I move to approve the minutes as read, and just we were reading the minutes.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second to approve the meetings as they're written. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Really, the only business, and we've got 2 or 3 things I think are business, but I never got an actual letter, but I do have an email from Rick Bond. Rick said, to Ken Martin at Warren County Policy and Personnel Committee, I am formally turning in my resignation as Warren County Judicial Commissioner as of December the 31st, 2016. It's been an honor and a pleasure serving as a Judicial Commissioner for the last 12 and a half years. Sincerely, Rick Bond. And Jim could probably tell you he emailed back and forth with him quite often. Rick, I think it just, there was just so much going on. Rick needed to give it up. With his job, he's out of town a lot.
It's a lot of hours.
A lot of hours. He works with Bank Pack and they're really busy, especially at this time. But I want to say on the record that Rick has been a wonderful employee. I've never had complaints on Rick, and Rick has wrote warrants a long time. He was our senior judicial commissioner, and I'm sorry to see Rick leave. But with that said, do I hear a motion that we accept this resignation?
Motion.
I'll second.
Second. Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? I'm sorry.
I just asked if you wanted any discussion.
Oh, yeah. Is there any discussion about it? We can still discuss
I
it.
just want to recognize that Rick, based on what you said, had served many years, and gave a lot of his time.
He sure
And
did.
just, we let him know that we appreciate his years of service. I've been with Rick places, and we'd be hunting or at a ball game or something, and somebody called him with questions, and he was always went out of his way to help.
That's true. I've known Rick a long time, worked with him several years ago at City Bank. Rick's a good individual. He really is. Known him a long time. As a matter of fact, I don't know how long. I don't think he when he was in banking there, he left, went to bank. He's done, like you said on his letter here, 12.5 years. I thought it was a little longer than that, but anyway. That will come on the floor tonight for a vote, y'all know that, I'm sure, because you've read it in the packet.
With all this being said, if we need to try to fill his position,
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
He's saying, do we need to try to fill his position? Rick was a fill-in and has been for some time. I think we're good right now, aren't we?
We're good right now on commissioners. We've got 7 judicial commissioners. Everyone is scheduled to work some amount of hours. Mike Neal is filling in a 12-hour every other weekend shift, but we're doing well right now.
As far as I know and can tell, Jim, you correct me if I'm wrong, everybody appears to be very happy with their shifts and it's working good.
Everybody seems to be working well, and everything's going very smoothly.
And we've got some good judicial commissioners.
Yes, we
They're
do.
doing a great job right now. Okay. Jim printed out some, did everybody get one of these?
I did not.
Okay. He printed out just the schedule in case you wonder who's working when and everything. That's when they're here. And I want to say, Jim, I can't tell you how much you've helped me in this job, because you know what I was doing before, because you're having to do it now, the scheduling. And people are out sick, or for one reason or another, they can't come, you gotta fill it by somebody. We don't have a lot of problem with it, but we have at times had some problem with it. I'd be out of town or whatever, and it was difficult, and I do appreciate that.
we were meeting there, it seemed like every other month, trying to fill
Yeah.
judicial commissioners, maybe.
It's a revolving door.
Yeah,
It was a revolving
Hope
door,
it stays this way.
We were doing the best we could and knew how, and it
which is
just,
what this schedule is very professional.
yes, it is. I mean, I'm gonna let you do this real few.
And Jim, we have a card for you for Christmas. And it's the time of year to tell people thank you, and everybody has already said how much they appreciate what you're doing.
that. Thank you very much.
No,
Taking
thank you
on
for
this
the job.
position.
Wouldn't care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for your help.
Thank you.
Is there any other business that needs to come to the floor? Does anybody got anything they wanna say?
Is that gonna be voted on tonight, and just about changing the, January and February dates?
We did that last
did.
I
meeting.
don't know, is it gonna come up on the floor tonight?
We did it last meeting.
We did last meeting.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We did,
It says in the minutes.
yes.
Gosh, I'm sorry about that. I'll catch up.
Okay,
Because
I thought it come up-
it was an October meeting,
right.
November,
Yeah, we did it last month.
I remember that
I
now.
know we did
Yeah,
it, but-
yeah, I did, yeah, okay, sorry about that, yeah.
Anything
but
else?
it didn't happen right after this meeting. That's what it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I got a question, and something for us to think about, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I wouldn't mind seeing us putting forth a resolution to full court about people that's continually out of full court meetings monthly that doesn't show up and continue to get paid. I think there ought to be a limit to how many people can miss, and after that, they start losing pay for not coming. We've got one or two that is out over half the time. That's something I'd like for us to think about possibly doing sometime.
Well,
I wondered about that,
I
is there
actually
a
didn't know
law
that
or
you didn't
anything?
get-
How
I
many
thought you
meetings
did
you-
get paid for
it's
it.
my understanding if they don't come to a meeting, you gotta pay them.
In other words, they can miss every meeting and still be.
Not committee meetings. If you don't show up to this committee meeting, you don't get paid.
For full court, you get a check regardless.
Yeah,
Where
that's
it's
my
at right now.
understanding. And
That's just something I wish we'd think about it to do. I talked to her.
At least have a good reason.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a critical medical situation, if somebody's down with cancer or whatever, and they're out 6 months, that's understandable, but just somebody that's never here, because they'd rather do something else, they need to go do something else.
I understand. And I don't really know what we need to do
I think
about
the
it.
people in my district voted for me
Yeah.
To
be here.
To be here.
to
I
represent
do
them.
too. I think so too, in the third district. You agree, Mike?
Yes, I do.
We're supposed to
Absolutely.
be here if possible.
I'm not wanting to do something tonight, but I wish we would think about it, maybe our next meeting, bring it back up and just see if there's consensus here, then we can take it to full court, if it votes down, and whatever, but, I brought it up to Herschel a couple of weeks ago that I was disturbed about it, I mean, I've been around a long time, and it's happened ever since I've been here.
What did he say?
Oh, yeah.
What was his comment?
He said, if you wanna fix it through policy and personnel.
Well, that's what I was asking. Is that something we can do, or is that
He
state law?
said-
I'll find out though.
No, he said he didn't have to, but it could come through the policy and personnel committee to forward it to full court for a vote, if we passed it in our committee.
I'll find out everything I can before we meet again.
I mean, there's gotta be
We'll meet.
stipulations there, I mean, people got a
Oh, sure.
severe illness, I don't have no problem with
There's
not
other
doing it.
reasons too, a death or family, there's things.
But I
that you
mean, I'm talking about if it's over 2 or 3 meetings a year without doctor's statement or something, that we got a problem.
can't understand.
That's my view.
But
You think so? What are your thoughts? You got some thoughts? I heard you say anything.
No, I think that the people elect you to show up at the monthly meetings, and they want you to show up at all committee meetings that you can, and sometimes that's hard to do. I've missed 2 or 3 committee meetings since I've
We've
been
all
here.
missed a meeting
You
here
know,
or there, and we can count them on one hand.
Oh,
in years.
sure, sure. But, you know, when you're broke down out of state, you know,
And you can't get here, that's,
and
you
you
can't
get here, and, you know,
But I will say, Tommy, every time you've been out of this committee, you've always called me
I
and
will.
give me your opinion, or if you needed to vote over the phone, whatever.
I will.
You've done it every time, so I understand. And that hadn't been too many times, I'm not saying
No.
2 or 3 at the most.
Right.
Some good comments.
Well, I think that when somebody's elected to that office, that they are supposed to be out there representing their district. I agree with you, Charles.
I'm gonna find out what.
And they should have a good reason.
Next meeting.
Well, I sit here thinking about this, and I understand what you're saying, but who's gonna police it or whatnot, or how are we gonna,
I mean, there's attendance taken at every meeting, every full court meeting, there's attendance taken.
I would think that'd be the county executive's job to police it, and
Put-
they
put it-
take
put
the
it
roll
on him.
call and for him to communicate with.
Right.
I mean, at least he'd have to bring it to our attention, because we're not the,
and maybe Joe Bull was excused or something like that?
or he just bring to our attention that 3 people were out and they were all excused, absences and expenses.
I mean, the way it's taken care of now, you're not at a committee meeting, it goes through Linda, if your name ain't on the list, you don't get paid.
Probably wouldn't be as hardly as many absentees if they didn't get paid, more than likely. But the way it is right now I've asked, my understanding, if you miss them all for 4 years, you get paid for every one
You
of
get
them.
paid for everyone.
That's the way I understand it. And that may be a law, or so I need to look into that and see if it is. I don't know. If that's the case, the only ones that can change it is the lawmakers or the people that vote.
Mhm.
That could change that. Am I going too fast here? Okay. Anybody have anything else? Jim, do you want to say anything else? I sort of just went by you there.
No, I think you've certainly covered everything that concerns us as judicial commissioners. I would say we've gone from 11 judicial commissioners down to 7. And that's saving the judicial commissioners conference money, and it's saving the county money in regards to having that many commissioners and trying to keep them certified and keep them on schedule.
And the schedules have been one. I looked at that a long time and it needed to happen. It's been great. It's helped everybody on this committee.
Well, I regret that we lost anyone, but it was just a very convoluted issue, having 11 judicial commissioners to cover a scheduling that at the very most you only need 7.
That's right. Probably get by with 6, but 7 is the max. I agree with that. I looked at that a long time. but we finally worked through it and got it worked out.
I think
And
it's working
It
great.
helped a lot, and I do appreciate that.
I appreciate y'all, thank you.
It's got to be very good for the officers to have, because they develop relationships with these people and to follow up and,
I've said it many times, we all, the committee, the officers, and the court, all gotta work together. It don't work if you don't. And I think it's working right now. Okay, has anybody else got anything? Michael, you got anything you wanna bring up?
Nope.
Did I hear a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all for your comments, I appreciate it.